Good morning. Morning. Welcome back. What's up, Chef? 1500, nice, Chef. Hell yeah. Yeah, last stream of 2022, guys, for me. This is the last look at the old office. I made some changes in the background. Can you tell? Who knows the change in the background? Let's see. Tomorrow I will be. I won't even know what day it is tomorrow, to be honest. My day is shot. I mean, my day is completely shot tomorrow. Push the top of the pillows down, move the Giants hat. Yep, it's the little the Ferrari Lego behind us. Maybe if I had a wife, Excalibur. Yeah, so tomorrow, I mean, tomorrow I just won't even know what day it is. It's gonna be a full on move day. No, keeping the house. House is not going anywhere. I bought this house for way too good of a deal to ever get rid of it. I mean, this house, in my opinion, will be like, it's just going to be the staple to my entire life. Yeah, I mean, I bought this house for $270,000 in August of 2019. So, I mean, it's like it's an absolute steal. I mean, I got really lucky. You guys, I'm sure you guys are familiar with real estate. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you buy at the worst time. I couldn't have got luckier on this purchase of this house. So this house ain't going anywhere. This house will be, paid off and rented out probably till the day I die. So, keeping the house. I'll be back and forth. Keeping the office set up, though. So, like, all this is staying the same. So I can come back and, make videos and trade and all that. So, good morning. Welcome back. Same month you got your house. Nice, Blake. Yeah, I mean it's real estate's awesome. Another thing is that if I keep the house, right, the apartment that I'm getting is not my primary living, which means it can be considered an office. So my apartment will actually be considered my office, the entire thing, which is very good for tax reasons. So that's that. Got 2.6. Nice tie. Yeah, I don't have 2.6. That's lower than me. So today, we see a little bit of action. We see a little bit of life on Tesla. I'm sure you guys are all watching that this morning. A little bit of life. Some, the first signs of life that I've seen. Maybe the first little, I don't know. Maybe the first little fake out, first little something that we're seeing on Tesla, and it's all coming in at that 110 level. So the 110 level is the level it looks like. We talked about that 110 level on the weekly chart. It looks like 110 is the level for now, in the short term at least. Obviously, there's some rejection points to be paying attention to, and we'll talk about that today. But 110 for now looks to be like there's something there, right? A little something, some signs of relief at that 110. So watching that today, of course. I did buy shares yesterday. If you guys are in the Discord, you know that. I purchased shares at 111 yesterday. So that is my first, I guess you could say, tranche of Tesla on the larger term, or the longer or larger account on my IRA. So I did take a first little stab in my IRA on Tesla at 111. I'm not going to pull it up. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. But I took 111, took some shares at 111, figured I'd take a shot at my 110 level that I've been talking about. So I did do that yesterday to give you guys any update on that. What else? Apple, we saw it cause the little spark to the downside yesterday. After Apple broke that 129 level yesterday, if you guys were watching the market at that time, we absolutely started to, take a pretty aggressive downside move after Apple broke that key level. So Apple, we talked about these yesterday, how Apple can trigger some type of concern, some type of scare on the market, and it definitely caused something yesterday. After Apple broke that 129, the ES, the Nasdaq, all started to really slip, and that definitely was influential yesterday and something that has to be paid attention to. So Apple is in a dangerous area, in my opinion. Very important flush yesterday, and that could cause more downside here. So we definitely need to be watching Apple and its importance on the market and how it will affect the market overall. I think that was about it yesterday. It was interesting to see, just thinking about the big highlights, it was interesting to see Tesla and NVIDIA hold up very well versus some other tech names. NVIDIA and Tesla, you guys know, were the biggest losers this week, and yesterday they actually held up pretty well. NVIDIA held an important 139 level, Tesla held that 110 level, and then you had other names like Apple, like Microsoft, that really got hit. So it looked like there was a little bit of a switch on which names were being sold off yesterday. Tesla and Nvidia got a little bit of a break from the doghouse, and then Apple and Microsoft took over the doghouse yesterday. Microsoft 239 rejection. We talked about this one in the stream yesterday. I nailed that for a swing trade. I did get faked out of this on a day trade. We can talk a little bit about that. Maybe I'll make a video on it tonight. But I did try to day trade it off 239, got faked out, got stopped out, got back in on a swing trade after a little bit more confirmation, and that looks really good right now. So we'll see how that one works out. But a nice rejection there on Microsoft. We talked about that one yesterday as well. So I think we're good to get started. Let's go ahead and do it. I hope everyone's having a good morning. Hope everyone is excited for the new year. Let's do it. So today I didn't change the date. Okay, it's the 29th, not the 28th. Sorry about that on the top, but the entire calendar is updated. No, it's not. Why is this not updated? I could have sworn I put it in here. All right, here we go. Now it's updated. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. So futures economic earnings. Do we have anything on the economic calendar today? I don't think anything major. Jobless claims would be the only one, I believe. So here's the economic jobless claims here on the Thursday, December 29th. That's at 8:30. We'll see if there's any movement off that today. That's just about all that we have. Earnings calendar is basically dead. Nothing really there. Yeah, Austin, I saw your tweet, and I was in it. I probably was in it around the same time you tweeted me, actually. Jobless claims today, 8:30. We'll keep an eye out on that. That's about all there is on the economic side. Tesla 110. I already talked about this. We'll talk about it here on the chart. We'll take a look at 110. We'll take a look at what happened yesterday. Apple 129. We talked about this. Microsoft retest. We'll go through all those. Enphase 270. Definitely watching Enphase 270 today. Looking to see if Enphase turns 270 into a rejection point. Now, Enphase, as you guys probably know, if you stay tuned to the channel, has faked me out a few times. I've tried to play Enphase to the downside off these all-time highs. I think Enphase is just sort of crazy that it's so high still. But there's something holding that stock up, and I don't know if I want to fight it. But potentially a 270 rejection today could be something I'm watching. Costco, very important break under 454. I really want to watch this one today. There is not much support under 454 on Costco. If this thing breaks down under this key level, I like this for downside. Definitely watching this. Boeing 190. Boeing has been sort of chilling around this 190 level. It hasn't broken down, but it has not been able to get through 190. If there's any support cracks, any type of downside in the Dow, any type of major downside on the market, continuation on the market, I want to see if Boeing gives up this 190 level. This is something I'm watching. And then finally, we'll take a look at NVIDIA and AMD to wrap up the stream. All right. So press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Nasdaq. So what's the main thing to be watching today on the Nasdaq? I think it's pretty damn clear. It is all about 10.9 today. It is all about 10.9. So right here, you guys can see previous support, previous support, previous support, all here at 10.9. And you can see yesterday, we broke below that level, right? So yesterday, we got the flush. Now, yesterday, not only did we get the flush, but we got the beautiful, beautiful retest, right? Look at this. At this time, I was out for the day. It was 1 o'clock. I wasn't even watching the market. I took my trade on Microsoft and on SPY yesterday, and I just got out. But if I was around for this, look at how clean. I mean, this doesn't get much cleaner than this. Look at this 5-minute chart. That's the retest that you just get aggressive on. Look at the retest. You break 10.9. You hold the 10.8. You push back up. Look at how perfect this was. Damn. So I don't know if any of you guys out there took some shorts off this 10.9 retest. Congratulations. This was really clean, and this was a very nice move in your favor. You got your break of 10.9. You got your retest of 10.9, and then you just sort of maintain this 10.8 level into close. Now, if we go out to the 4 hour, I just want to show you guys the 10.8 level, this whole level in between 10.8 and 10.7. Here's the 4-hour chart. And what I'm looking at is this 10.8 to 10.7 level, this little range, this little hourly range, 100-point range. It's definitely an area to watch out for, right? You definitely do have some previous areas of interest in this zone. So you have a previous low here. This is back from the 16th of October. You have a previous low here. This is back from the first week of November. And then you have a previous support here around 10.8. That's back on the 10th of November, which is, I believe, this is your CPI move. So there's definitely some interest in this 100-point range on the Nasdaq between 10.8 and 10.7. It seems as though that's where the market has held up as of now. So just watch out for this 10.8, 10.7. There definitely could be some support here. This is pretty much your 2022 lows. If you ignore this extreme low was CPI as well. I don't know if you guys remember that day. It was the day where we had a huge drop in the pre-market, and we made it all back and rallied intraday. I'm sure some of you remember that. I surely do. This day faked me out real nice. I missed the entire upside. I was looking for retest rejections like this entire day, and it just continued to rally. So I'm sure you remember that. If you trade, on a daily basis, I'm sure you remember that day. That was this extreme low at 10,484, right? But if you go to the daily chart, that will not be there. The reason that's not there, actually, it is there, which is surprising, actually. I guess it's because we opened there. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know how much this daily chart or on any chart, I don't know how much this day is meaningful, because we just sort of died in the pre-market, made it all back. I guess you could say, that there's buyers under here, but I think the more important low is around this 10.7. That's where most of these candles have closed, around that 10.7 on the Nasdaq. This extreme low that was sort of in the pre-market is something to watch, but it's looks like a little bit of an outlier move to me. So we'll see. But 10.7, 10.8, clearly the level of support. Keep an eye on that area today. That's awesome, Chef. Congratulations, man, and Happy New Year. Thank you for the donation. It's been a pleasure, Chef. I appreciate all your support and all your kind words, and happy to see your success. So today, right, in the short term, 10.8, we found that support. What are we looking for? We are looking for the retest rejection. That is what I will be eyeing today. I will not have any inclination to go long until we are clearly over 10.9, and maybe not even over 10.9, because you still have rejections all up in here. All right, it's not like we're just clear if we break 10.9. You still got 10.950, 11,000, some pretty tough levels. So I really don't have much inclination, much desire to go long, especially not if we are under 10.9. If you're under 10.9, you're asking to get rejected on, going long, I would look for this. This is what I would look for today. If this comes in, this could be a very, very clean short entry, right? Previous lows, 10.9 support, push higher back into it. It would be great if we pushed higher back into it in the pre-market, because we know pre-market upside just is not something you can trust. Low volume, sort of just a nonsense move. If we push into 10.9 here, if we start to show rejections at 10.9, right, we could definitely see something nice here to the downside. So we'll be watching 10.9 today for the previous lows to turn into a rejection. If we break over it, maybe there's a little bit of consolidation today and we just sort of die off and flatline above it. That's very possible. Is there any type of major upside that's going to come out of this day? That would be my last. Like, if I had to rank what could happen on a day, it would be last in my opinion to see like a 2-3% green day over 10.9 and over some of these levels. It's possible, but I would be cautious looking for that. 10.9 looks like a pretty tough level. Keep an eye on that today on the Nasdaq. Okay. ES. So the ES came down to this little channel low, this 3,800 channel low. Let me go to the 4-hour chart, and you will see this a little better. So if I go to the 4-hour here, and we zoom in on what's happened over the last few weeks, You guys can see right here. We had a channel low previously around 39.20, right? We had the previous channel low around 39.20. We broke it. We broke below it. We made a new channel low, 3,800. We came back up to the previous channel low, turned it into a channel high. We came back down to the previous channel low, held it once again. Back up to the channel high, back down to the channel low. We channel traded between a new channel between 39.20 and 3,800. And that is basically what we've been doing since the 16th of December. So about 2 weeks now, we've just been stuck between 39.20 and 3,800. And you can see yesterday we got the flush and we got the move back to 3,800. Well, once again, that level held. So we can't get too bearish here, right? We can't get too bearish looking for, a flush of that level. We're going to have to need some confirmation of a rejection of 3,800 before we can get super aggressive to the downside. What I would be more interested in today would be a retest of the flush point from yesterday, a retest of 38.40. That is what I would be looking for. Anywhere between 38.37 and 38.40, I would be looking for this retest right here. Why do I like that retest? Well, we can see we have previous lows right here, right? We have a previous low in this general area. We have a previous low right here. And if we go into the 5-minute chart, look at what happened yesterday. Break, retest, bam. Beautiful rejection point right there, 38.40. That was very clean. 38.40 is really right here. So you can see how pretty much perfect that was at 38.40. Break, retest, 38.40. Absolutely, just absolutely perfect. It's just sick. It really is sick to see how clean these levels work out if you're just watching them. So 38.40, awesome play off that. If you caught that, congratulations. What would I be looking for today? I'd be looking for the same damn thing. Look to see, does the market push back into 38.40? Does it start to reject here? If it does, look for that downside play. If it gets over 38.40, then, maybe we trade within this channel today, right? Maybe there's a channel trade here again in this general area if we can actually get above 38.40. But that's something you're going to have to wait and be patient for. You cannot buy calls and say, oh, I think we're going to break 38.40 and I'm going to just hold these boys out. No, all right? You can't do that. Not in this market. So look for the push. Look for the fake push. Look to see if we reject. If we do, there's your nice risk to reward to the downside. That's what I'll be watching today. If you break 3,800 at any point, right, I think you're going to get a little bit aggressive here in the market. If you break 3,800, this triple bottom over the last 2 weeks, I think you're going to see some slippage here. So definitely watching 3,800. Dow Jones, pretty much perfect on the retest as well. You guys can see this. Previous lows turning into rejections. This is like the first sign of lower lows, lower highs starting to get built on the Dow here after its incredible run. So you can see the Dow had a pretty nice run. This is the first time that the Dow has created a new lower high, right? Every single other time the Dow had a high, it broke it, had a high, it broke it, had a high, it broke it, had a high, it broke it. This is the first time where I think I could confidently say that the Dow has sort of switched directions, so to say, has lost momentum, has created a lower high, and that is right here at this 33.5, 33.6. You guys can see previous lows, previous support, into rejections. Pretty much textbook, right? I think about this all the time, right? Like these things are so textbook when you look back at them, but it's not that easy, right? That's the thing. It's not as easy. It can be, but us as humans, we just can't make it that easy, right? Sometimes it's just the emotion of trading. It's the live, the live reactions of trading. It's the in the moment that makes it difficult. But when you relook at these things, right, it's just crazy how clean these rejections are. It's crazy how clean these levels work and how if you just stick to them, you'd probably be right more than you are wrong if you can trade without an emotion, right? So just look at how clean that is, right? Previous lows into a double top rejection on the Dow. That's what you got to be watching here. It's extremely clean. I would continue to monitor it. That's the break and retest as it always is. Yeah. So 33.5, 33.6, previous lows into rejections. Just watch the channel low, right? And watch the channel high. That's all we can do. Right now, you're sort of trading in the middle of it, so I'd be a little bit cautious. I think you wait for, either the channel break to the downside here of 33.2 or 32.750, something like this, or you wait for either the rejection of the channel high or obviously the break of the channel high. So, yep, that's what I'd be watching on the Dow, guys. 33.5 rejections and then 32.750 support. You're just sort of trading in a channel here, but retests are just sort of really clean here. Wow, I didn't even know the Russell broke this. I guess we were talking about a bear flag on the Russell, which I don't remember even putting on here, but I guess we did in the live stream, to be honest. And you can see previous lows into a rejection, right? Previous lows into a rejection. And you can see, very nice rejection point off that 1800 bear flag breakdown. I would just watch the channel lows, right? If you're watching the Russell, 1730 channel lows, that's what I'd be monitoring. Okay, 1730 channel lows on the Russell. All right, guys, so that's that, right? That's the futures. It's pretty easy today. I would, if you really just want to look for one thing today and you just don't want to get involved in all the other possibilities, I think the best possible entry would be a short entry off 10.9. All right, that if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But that is sort of what I will be watching today. That's what I really want to see happen. On the ES, it's a short entry off 38.40. Would love to see that set up. And on the Dow, I'm not really focused on the Dow too much here. I am if I do trade Costco, which does have Costco's a little bit of an effect, or the Dow has some effect on Costco. I'll see how the Dow reacts here in this channel. If the Dow starts to push towards the channel low, I'll have more interest in Costco to the downside. All right, so that's that. We'll relook at those after the jobless claims to see if there's any type of movement there. Tesla, 110. So here's the weekly chart. I don't know what happened to my line here. I guess it just appeared. Extend to the left. We'll delete that for now. So here's the weekly chart on Tesla. We talked about this 110 level. I'm going to actually bring this over. You guys can see right here. Previous highs into support, right? This is back in 2020. Previous highs into support. And that is where Tesla has had, its first sign of something. Right, if you look at the last week of Tesla, this is the first sign of something on Tesla in the pre-market. You can see 110 held pretty damn well. If we go to the 5-minute chart, you can look at what Tesla did yesterday at 110. While the market was sliding lower, Tesla really maintained this 110. You can see support there, made a higher low into close, and you can see we're starting to sort of creep here. Is this something that you get aggressive on? I personally will not be trading this with options. I like the share opportunity just a whole hell of a lot more. I don't want to deal with IV. I don't want to deal with data. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to buy shares here and just sort of watch. That's my game plan as of now. I bought shares down here at 111. I figured 110 was my level, right? I'm going to give this 110 level a shot. I'm going to have a stop. I figured a stop about a 10-point stop, risking about $1,000. So I said, hey, let me go ahead and take some shares here at 110. I like the support, and so far so good. But we have to be careful of this low right here. This is the low that I'm being cautious of, right? If you get a move into this 122, 123, I would be a little bit cautious of Tesla rejecting in this area, right? So just watch out for that. Keep an eye on Tesla there. Keep an eye on this potential rejection point. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to possibly irrationally go long on Tesla. So might still be some. I don't think it's going to be as easy as, okay, here we go. Now we're going back up, right? It's not going to be that easy, I don't think. So there might still be some nasty rejection plays out there. I think that will be a very high possibility. So I would just monitor that. I still think there's going to be some pretty nasty rejection plays out there. I don't think Tesla's just going to like show this obvious, like, oh, okay, 110's it. We're going back up now. So I'm going to watch out for these rejections around 122.50. I think that could be a nice play here. That's going to definitely be the level I'm watching today for some short-term opportunity. If I can hedge my long-term shares with short-term trades, and I'm selling covered calls against it as well. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to hedge that position however I can, either trading in the short term, selling covered calls, and just monitoring these levels. So 122.50 on Tesla, that's what I'd watch today. Apple. So, big level break on Apple. 129. This was the 2022 lows, right in this 129, 128 area. If I go here, I'll sort of set this back up. We had these previous lows that turned into rejections at 130. Then we had these lows here at 128, 129 that turned into that we flushed under. And you can see yesterday, after we flushed that level, look how aggressive Apple got, right? We flushed that level, got extremely aggressive, just really big selling pressure. And since then, we haven't really seen that come back. So if I go to the 4-hour chart, one of the main things that I'll be watching for is a retest of the previous lows here, which is back at let me zoom in. It's 129.04, right? So 129.04. I'm going to keep a line there because that's the previous lows of 2022, 129.04. So I'm going to keep an eye to see, does Apple 8:30? All right, we'll go back in a second. Does Apple push back into 129.04? This 129 area. If there's a pushback into that level, I'm definitely looking for a retest. Go to the Nasdaq, go to the jobless claims. See if there's any movement here. Jobless claims 1.7 versus 1.6. That's continuing jobless claims. Jobless claims 225 versus 20. They came in as expected. All right. Came in as expected, which is actually better than what was the previous reading? $225 forecast. Previous was $216. All right, so it's still higher. More jobless claims. All right. Jobless claims are not. It looks like there's no trend on jobless claims, right? Yeah, I don't know how much. And the margin of error or the margin of change within these numbers, I just don't think there's much significance to it. But I don't think a 10,000 difference here is too large of a difference. But hey, it has increased over the last 3 readings. So if you take anything away from that, you can see the last 3 readings, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Did I say something? What did I say? Did I say, yeah, the more jobless people, I guess you could say, the better, right, for the Federal Reserve. But I just don't know if this is really more, right? That's I don't think it means that much. Like a 10 keep saying 10,000. A 10,000 difference here. I don't know if it's really influential, so to say. So, yeah, that's that. Nothing crazy. Numbers basically in line with forecast and pretty much all the rest of the readings. We'll see how the market reacts. That's really all we need to pay attention to. All right, let's go back to Apple. So Apple, the 129.04 previous 2022 lows, that's what I'm watching. I would love to see if we can reject that level. Can we push back into this area and can we reject it? That's what I'm watching today. If we are under, right, this is how if we are under previous lows, if we are under previous support levels across any stock, I'm looking to see if the previous lows turn into rejections. It just automatically, it's automatically what I'm looking for, right? And that's basically what I'm looking for on Apple. Raul, it's because the Federal Reserve's goal right now is to slow down the jobs market, right? That's the goal of the Federal Reserve. They need to slow down the economy. They need to slow down inflation. They need to slow down the jobs market. So to slow down the jobs market, we have a reading called jobless claims. And the more jobless claims there are, the better that, there's a reading that, okay, the jobs market is slowing down. The jobs market is maintaining. It's not working against what the Federal Reserve is trying to do. Okay? That's why. I know it's a little bit ass backwards, but this is why the economy and the stock market and everything is not one-to-one correlation, right? It's not. The economy needs to slow down. Inflation needs to slow down. So a worse number is better for the market. Yeah, a little bit of a push. Right? I mean, it's good for the Fed because that means the Fed's doing what they're doing is working. So it is good for the Fed. If Jerome Powell was raising interest rates and jobless claims continued to go down and down, right? It would be a very scary situation. So that's that. Let's continue. Apple, 129 rejection. That's what I'm looking for. 129 rejection. That's my game plan today. All right. Microsoft. I love this, right? Love this. So previous lows, right? We talked about this one yesterday. Rejection here, right? And what happened yesterday? We pushed into this supply once again, and we got a very, very nice rejection. So push again into 239, rejection play right into 239. This was sick. Congratulations to those who caught this. I did, unfortunately, get stopped out of this trade on the short term. So I took some puts here, right in this 945 area. Had a nice win in the beginning. Scaled out of some here on this push. Was willing to maintain this position until a break of 239s, the high, 239.20. And unfortunately, I was able to see it reject again at 239 here. So I was like, all right, I'm going to hold my runners. Nothing wrong here. I see another double top at 239. I've sold out a half. Let me hold my runner here on Microsoft. And then it just sort of went up against the market. It just went up when the market was pretty much sideways to down. And I got stopped out right here. Right here. Right there. I mean, this was, right? If you guys look at something like this, right? Whenever you see a chart like this and you see a double top or a very important supply level, and then you see this little pop and this straight back down to the downside, this is what they do to stop out people like me and you. That rhymes. So, hey, I got caught in it, right? They got me, and I don't care. They got me, right? Who cares? So they got me here for sure, right? I stopped out here. I had to. Who knows? This thing could continue to run. And they got me good, right? So they got me good there, but they did not get me 100% because after I saw this, right, and after I saw this rejection here, I got back into puts here, and I got into some next week's. I think I get into 240s. What did I get into? I got into next week 235s. Stop over 240s. Yeah, and then it was just playing that rejection point. So I got in there and rode those babies out pretty much the entire day. Looks really good. Today, obviously, looks like it's working against me a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how this one works out. But I like that 239 supply. I'd continue to watch it. Enphase. So Enphase broke under an important 270 level, but will it stay under it? That's really what I'm looking at today. So if I extend this to the left, let me zoom out a little bit here. I think this 270 level has importance, right? And I'm going to be eyeing to see whether it stays below. It looks like right now it's starting to push back above it. And if it does, then I'm not getting involved here. But I'm going to see does 270 previous 4-hour demand. We went below it, right? And after we flushed it, you can see how aggressive we got. So look at this flush yesterday on Enphase under 270. But right now we're back above it. So being careful there, but looking to see, do we get a rejection at 270? All right, Costco. So 4-hour chart on Costco. This is a very, very important level here. So 4-hour chart on Costco, you can see there's definitely signs of support in this 454, maybe down even to this 450 area. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious of that 450. I'm going to put a line down there at 450. 450, 454 in the short term. I'm going to be eyeing this 4-hour range here on Costco. If we start to break down this Costco $4 range, then there is definitely potential continuation here. Under 450, really not much support here. So watching out for this. Here's the 4-hour chart. Let me go to the daily. Here's the daily chart. You guys can see, I think under 450, this could get a little bit little concerning. So let's watch out for that 450. See if that thing holds on there. Boeing, I'm still watching this 190 rejection. It's still there. It is still setting up. It's just not quite giving it to me yet, but I can clearly see the 190 level, right? And know that that is definitely an area of interest, and it's being very difficult to get through. So previous support here, 190. Again, 190. Look at what it's been doing. Look at this little, dance around 190. So definitely watching 190 on Boeing, seeing if that rejects. NVIDIA, NVIDIA might be able to hold this 139 today, right? So you guys can see right here. 139 held very nicely. This was a level we talked about on the 4-hour. We talked about this 139 support that stepped in back here. Let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit. So you can see we had previous 139. It stepped in again today. We could definitely see a little sympathy here, I think, on NVIDIA. This is something I'm watching. We could definitely see a little sympathy. But if we get back into 149, I will be all over the short side, right? If we get back into 139, I will be all over the short side here for potential rejection of these previous lows. This was the trade I wanted originally, and I never got it. So I'm going to be watching to see, okay, maybe there's a little sympathy here on NVIDIA. Maybe watch out for this 145 area. But if we get back into the 149s, I'll be watching for rejections there. AMD, I'm going to be watching the 64 level. So if I go to the hourly chart, here's what I'll be watching on AMD. 64, previous lows, right? Right here, all this consolidation, previous lows, previous rejection points, previous rejection point. I'm looking to see if we push into 64, do we reject that level? If that lines up with a very clean 10-9 rejection on the Nasdaq, I will definitely be watching that today. So, what do we get? Nasdaq in the 10-9? Yeah, look at that. This might be setting up. We definitely need to watch this. Nasdaq setting up 10-9 push in the pre-market off jobless claims. Could be the perfect storm for a rejection. I'm definitely going to be watching that. We'll see what happens at 10-9, 10-890 in that general area today. ES also popping into the 3840 area. So watch that stuff, guys. 3840, 10-9. Let's go to what you guys want to look at today. And then we're going to end the 2022 stream, man. That's going to be the last stream. Looks like we got Netflix, CMG, Walmart, and MRK. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. If you guys could press the like button before you head out. If you start heading out, if you start trickling out here, we're going to look at a few more names, and then we're going to get out of here. So here's MRK. Yeah, I mean, a pretty nice rejection of a fake all-time high breakout. Look for that previous high to reject. Where is it? It's a little bit sloppy. Yeah. I don't know. I'm obviously, whoever keeps putting this in here is very focused on this stock, but I think there's probably better opportunities out there, my friend. I really don't quite know MRK. I don't really know how it trades. It looks like it's a very illiquid, slow-moving stock. But yeah, I guess watch 112. Watch 112. See if that rejects. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix moved back down into our level, 275. If you guys remember us talking about that. We moved back into 275, but look at the demand that stepped in again. So be careful on the short side, right? You're at the channel low. All right, you don't want to short at channel lows. So we might get a sympathy bounce on Netflix off 275. The only way you go short here is a break of 275, a retest of 275 for another downside move. But if you're above 275, you got to be careful of the potential demand that can step in there. So watch out for that. CMG looks like it's at a major channel low as well. So be careful shorting into the channel low. You guys can see right here. Previous lows coming into the double bottom. Previous highs. This could be a hold of 1375. Watch out for that. And then finally Walmart. Yeah, Walmart did a little break and retest of this previous low right here of 146. Let's see. Walmart, yeah, under 143. This rejection was key right here. This 146 rejection. Why do I say that? If I zoom in on this, right? Previous lows. Look what it did right here. Into a rejection. So I would say this is on the bearish side just because of that. Previous lows into a rejection. Look to see if these lows turn into a rejection. What is this? 140. Hold on. Yeah, I'd look to see, does this previous low turn into a rejection here? What is this? 142, 142.50, all up in here. Does this turn into a new low? Or does this turn into a new high on Walmart? Does this previous low turn into a rejection point? That's what I'd watch. All right, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to head over to the Discord. If you guys want to start the year with us in the Discord, there's some promotions on the screen for you. Bottom right of your screen, 20% off 3 months, $100 off lifetime. Feel free to check those out if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for always being here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you for the very successful year. I hope everyone did well this year. I hope everyone learned something. I think that's the most important thing. Learning, getting more confidence, getting more experience. I always try to compare the market to the importance of time in the market, right? You can't learn to trade in 6 months, and you can't just come out, try to hit a home run, lose your money, and quit, right? If you look at the statistic of how many traders succeed, it's a very low percent, right? It's a very low percent. That's what they would say. I would like to be able to take out of that statistic, I would like to be able to see how long did those traders actually put their time and effort into education, right? Did they trade for 2 days or trade for a month, lose their money, and then they're a statistic of the traders that lost, right? Did the 1 or 2% of traders that succeed, right? What percent of the traders that failed just sort of gave it a half-assed effort, came in for a month, lost all their money, and then now they're a statistic of a losing trader, right? This is something that can be done if you take it very seriously, and I hope you guys learn something from the streams this year. All right. Best wishes into next year. I'll see you guys on Monday. Is it Monday? No, I don't know if it's Monday. Is the market open Monday? What's going on here? I think it is. So I'll see you guys in 2023. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everything. Have a fantastic New Year's if I don't talk to you. And be safe out there, all right? Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Or don't do anything that I would do. We're closed Monday? Okay, Tuesday. See you Tuesday. Peace out, guys.